Folks, welcome back to the lab for another exciting lantern project. This is an exciting lantern project because this is a very cool CT ham fire lantern. Yes, indeed. And it came incomplete. I just kind of threw some parts in it just to see what it looks like. Um, so it came without a globe, a globe plate, and a bracket that had two kind of mill lantern style um, globe guards come out here, and a cap. So that's what is missing. But it's got these very cool. This is this is triple S. This is a um, side spring safety lantern. So this is an old sucker here too. So yes, indeed, the early days of CT ham here. And yeah, so this is a splash guard, so you don't get water down in the top, down where it hits the flame, and and it kind of it protects it protects the glass too, where the I think where it's the most hot up here, I would say, the glass. So I think what I'm just gonna do, we're just gonna do a basic cleanup on it. Maybe we'll polish it. This is nickel plated brass. So we're gonna clean this. We're gonna clean it up. Not gonna go crazy. Yeah. So, oh yeah, see, it's got a little clip here. Holds that in. That's here. We'll get this bracket out. I'm trying to do this. I can't do it while it's sitting straight up because of the orientation here of my lab. You wouldn't be able to see it. That's why it looks so awkward, me getting that out of there. All right. And the globe. I just threw this in there just to see how things would look. I love this globe, by the way. I picked this up over the weekend, and it's got big old swirls and stuff. It's in perfect glass. That's why I like it. All right, so here is your splash guard. No markings on it. This is a globe plated. So it had the burner, and the burner was stuck down here inside out. I couldn't figure out how to get it out because these little things, which that looks to me like they were bent like that, because I haven't seen them like that before. I've seen them flatter down. Yeah. So yeah, so we got a burner. We'll clean that up. This over here. I want to see what exactly is it we can do here to get rid of some of this ugly oxidation on here. I'm going really light with this sandpaper, just kind of sampling to see what's happening here. So there's the area that I'm worried most about, purely because of the heavy oxidation on there. There's heavy corrosion in the brass. I don't know what it is that corroded. Is it the nickel? Is it the brass? Is it something in the brass? Man, it's so weird. It's like parts of this. I mean, that just you can see that's brass there, and that's nickel. So this thing is worn quite heavily, and I really would not like to take off any of that remaining nickel if I can avoid it. I wonder if I go over to my polishing wheel. Wonder how harsh that would be. And maybe I'll try the polishing wheel over there on some of these areas and see what happens. And I got these small polishing discs as well that we'll use for the spots that can't get at. Yeah, you can see, look at, there's barely any nickel left. So let's see. Yeah, that's where you could really see a nickel. This is emery cloth. Should try emery cloth. I do need more emery cloth. This is the only sheet I got left of this. I haven't employed this often in the shack. I forgot that I had this one piece. Yeah, that helped a lot. You know, maybe you know, like a sponge with some Brasso, kind of give that its little polish. Yeah, okay, that's too rough. All right, so I think we're gonna go over to the polishing wheel. Where is my stuff? There's my stuff for the polishing wheel. And let's see if we can clean this up. And like I said, I'd really not. I mean, like, there's a lot of brass showing up. That brass will look great cleaned up. But I'd like to keep the remaining nickel if I can. And once you brighten up that brass, it kind of becomes, the brass becomes a lot brighter, and it makes the nickel stand out a little bit better. But it gives the nickel a little bit of a brass tinge because of the contrast of colors between the polished brass and the nickel. They are kind of almost opposites. I love this. I love this design here to hold in the globe. So here's where the bracket with the two, and I think that can be reproduced. I think somebody smart enough, and I know people in my group that are good enough to reproduce something like that for this, for the mill part of it. You know, these two radiant globe guards that would click on here. So you had to go through a couple things to get the globe out of this thing. Take some things off. Thing's freaking cool though. So here we got patent number October 9th, 1888. September 18th of 1890 is the last. Oh, those are the only patent numbers on this thing are 88 and 90. This is a D tube. And I hadn't found any other printing on anything else. All right, let's see. Let's see what we can get out of this. I don't want to say get out of this thing. I mean, look at it. It's gorgeous. And it's in great shape. It just needs a little cleaning. That's all. So let's go play with the polishing wheel. You want to come over with me? Come on over. Yeah, you guys are going to have a shitty view over here. But, yeah, things are tight because right here, it's hard to explain, but I have my radio cart, this is about as far away as I can get it from my workbench because of these antenna cables that are connected to it. It's you know, it's a working project. You know, this cart. I mean, I haven't come up with a solution for disconnecting it easily. So, all right. So here is our polishing wheel. Like I said, we don't have a whole lot of room here. Not a whole lot of light either, but I got this. So we're gonna turn this on, let it warm up. We'll warm up some polishing compound here, and maybe we'll try with the splash guard first. All right, let's do that. Yeah, so it was awkward to work on. I don't, you know, I haven't used that polishing wheel a whole lot, especially for something as tall and lanky as this. But I think this is that looks a lot better. But I mean, we got more work to do on it and everything to even everything out because that is a wheel that's imperfect. So And that wheel does leave behind big blobs of that that medium there. So we're gonna get one of these babies. And once these are broken in, these things work. Things work pretty nice. Once you break them in, at first they're a little funny and they throw little orange strings all over everything. But and I'm putting a little extra length on this to make sure we get where we're going here. So yeah, it kept the nickel and cleaned it up real nice. It didn't overdo things. See, if I were to use like, you know, like the 800 grit or something, clean this up, that would probably work off some of that remaining nickel. Yeah, I can see there's hunks of that polish all over the place. And once we get this, once this wheel heats up and it melts that, and then it'll go away. And it'll kind of also get in here and kind of help us a little bit. So let's play around here first before we go inwards to everything else here. So we kind of learn as we go how this thing is going to act to what we're doing here. All right. Here we go. Yeah, here comes the yellow hairs. They're going to be all over everything, and that's okay. Maybe I'll start with this. I'm putting this here because if I'm doing one-handed, there. Because of the momentum of the Dremel tool, I go like this. This thing's going to go flying across the room. So I got this weight here, kind of hold it against it so I can one-handed add more medium to my polishing wheel here. Okay. Let's, yeah, we'll get around some spots I can see. There's globs of that stuff, so let's do that. Let's clean her up. hell? Yeah. Where did I put it? I had to put my serious uppy closies on. Here, to the top of this thing. Anyway, yeah, look at that, man. Now, let's come back down so I can see. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's as far as I'd like to take it. Except for these wires, I'm going to put an 800 grit on and clean up the wires here. Yeah, this looks real nice, man. Cool. Cool thing is, there's no, well, there's a couple brass cracks, but there's none in the fount. No brass cracks. Looks like there's a couple that would have been forming if this remained in the elements. But I think it's going to be just fine. Inside the tank looks nice too. Very cool. All right, so let's, ooh, man, yeah. Orange, little orange hairs everywhere. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, let me clean up this mess and then we'll continue. Hold on a sec. Okay, so I'm going to find a nice used 800 grit. Something that's already softened up a little bit. Be good for these wires. Because they are brass plated, so we don't want to get any of that off of there. So, okay, so let's just clean up these wires up here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's about enough. That's enough. It's gonna take a, oh boy, I need a fresh microfiber. Yeah, please don't judge me on this microfiber. I bought a stack of these at garage sale, so they were some local car wash kind of thing. So this is microfiber. I'm just kind of, actually what I want to do is I do want to use one of these chewed up ones with a little brasso. Just I personally see a little bit of wheel marks from the large buffing wheel. So I'm putting a little brasso on here. I'm just gonna work this over a little bit here. Okay, nice. All right, I'm gonna throw the wheel on here and clean up this burner real quick. I wonder, maybe we could try firing this up just with the little pieces I threw together. I do need, maybe we could borrow something. I don't know, we'll see. Let's see if we can fire this up or not. I'd like to. Let me think about that. All right, let's clean this thing up. yeah, I don't think we can fire this up because, well, we can give it a try. Let me clean this up so it looks a little nicer in there for our burn. This is kind of a weird opening and stuff, but it'll burn. It might burn a little funny with this opening like this. This is ultra modern, but yeah. Yeah, let me clean this up and we'll pop it in there and yeah, see, this is even wrong because as you can see here, but I think we could at least make it light up. Let's do that. All right, be right back. Okay, yeah, so that was an ordeal. Yeah, so the wick that was in here, maybe that's the reason they put it upside down, I don't know, but that was, this is a 5/8 wick. That wick did not want to go back in there. And it was just, yeah, too big and thick. It was just too big. Wrong size. And all the other ones I had in the vintage box were too short to even reach the bottom of this. So, yeah, I'm running low on vintage wicks, man. I have to put a brand new wick in one of the oldest lanterns I have here. Weird. All right. So, we got this cleaned up. That kind of just sits on there. Now, these are, these little flanges here are normally kind of down flat, but maybe they're adapted like this for it being a fire lantern, or somebody just did it so they can jam this in here. I have a feeling, because you saw at the beginning, this was in here upside down, and it took some work to get it out. So I'm feeling that they bent those so they could do that. Yeah, that's why they did it, man. I'm bending those back. That's just silly. They probably put it upside down because the wick would not advance for them. Ah, that's what we want. That there looks pretty weird. This thing might burn funky, but we're gonna burn it. Yeah, put that thing on there. Yeah, boy. Okay. Well, so let's throw some fluid in here. What do you say, folks, and test this out? There we go. Just enough in there to wet the whistle. Wet the whistle of the wick. Yeah, what if we got something? No, that's just fine. That's a good cork. I got a couple nice little corks, but that should be just fine. And this is nickel and brass, so it does not need our linseed oil treatment. So let's give that a little bit of time. I bet you the globe plate had like a little hole for putting a match up in there. I bet you. Probably a little door or something. And I've seen pictures. I've never had one of these. Obviously, this is extremely rare, but oh, I see how it does it. Yeah. Okay. Let's make sure we get it in that little thing there. Yeah. Oh. All right, so I want to get that up in that thing. And that. Yeah, I get it. Okay, now I got it. That's the side spring action right there. How cool is that? Okay. So, now we'll put this beautiful thing on here. Okay. And see that this has kind of been mushed a little bit. Trying to get it more back into a circle than it was. Cool. All right. Let's try this again. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now we have our little holder. This goes down where it should, and that goes click, pops right in there. How cool is that? And you can still use side spring. Yeah. Okay. So we'll give that wick a little time. We'll watch for. I could do it this way. All right, we have achieved wick, impregnated wick. Should we light it? See what happens, folks? I'm kind of nervous. I wonder what it's going to do with this strange mix of pieces we have here. Yeah, all right, let's try it. Let's turn on some lights. Here we go, folks. 1890s CT Ham fire lantern. Let's see. See what happens here. Ziggy, stop. Look at that. It's a weird looking flame. There's some kind of weirdness. And yeah, you can tell that there's an airflow issue. We got it all wrong. We got the right burner, but not the burner crown or globe guard or anything. But it's lit. How cool is that? Looky there, folks. Pretty cool. And you can see there's a little flicker in there. That's an airflow problem. But we got her all nicely polished up here. Very cool, man. Awesome. Yeah, we did it. Yeah, well, we got her all cleaned up. And, I mean, this is not a total polish. This is not, we just didn't go to town. We just cleaned it up, really. That's all we did. Very nice. But, you know, this could use some meticulous cleaning. You know, and I left some of the stuff in the corners because I just don't have the right tool. And, you know, and like I said, I didn't want to go too far with things. I just kind of want to leave stuff behind. It's kind of nice. And weathered. And showing its natural patina. Boy, oh boy, you will talk about patina galore, man. Look at this thing over. You can see the spots, you know, like where it was grabbed by hands. Yeah, very neat. Folks, that's going to do it for this very unusual and rare piece. We will cherish the time with it. Folks, so thank you so much for stopping by the lab once again for a nice lantern polishing video. Until next time, folks, don't you go changing.
We'll be back with the Magic Tunes for the Armada Room's 2-hour disco swing party after this short break. Till then, don't you go changing.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.